Okay, so we are back to debate number 4 of the NSCAC Soccer Hub online debates. On this panel, we will try to answer the question, does the United States women's national team deserve higher pay? And for that, we invited Audra Sherman, Carmelina Moscato, and the panel will be moderated by Bishop Bucciarelli. Before I introduce them into this discussion, as you know, this is an online and live discussion, so we'll be able to ask as many questions as you want. Richard will select some of the questions so it can be answered by our speakers. So now I'm going to introduce on the conversation Richard. Hello, Richard. How are you?
Hi, Ricardo. Not bad. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Now, Carmelina and also Audra. Girls,
hello.
Everything okay?
Very good, thank you.
I'm going to leave you now with Richard, okay? I will be back in 45 minutes. Richard, the panel is yours. See you in a bit.
Okay, great. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. And I will thank you very much for rearranging your schedules during this crazy time to be available for this. I hope you enjoy it. I hope everyone who's watching enjoys it. And of course, the NSCAC members who will get permanent access to these this discussion and all the other discussions that I hope everybody really gets some good value out of this. So thank you very much. Maybe this is a pretty controversial topic, and it's been in the news a lot in soccer lately, of course, including recently. So I would like to start, and I can throw it out to either Audra or Carmelina, either one. Maybe if you want to start just by bringing everybody who's listening up to speed on where is this dispute at between the United States women's national team and the United States Soccer Federation? Where are we at right now?
Would you like to go, Audra?
So you go ahead.
Okay, so we're currently, it looks like the situation is a little bit at a standstill. So the U.S. Soccer Federation was in an attempt to resolve all their, obviously issues outside of courts, outside of trial and mediation. From what we're able to access, of course, we don't have all the details, but mediation didn't go as planned. A solution was not resolved, and therefore we're sort of in limbo. Obviously, COVID is in the way of understanding truly what's next in terms of the timing of the next steps, but really, some of the latest news was a little bit, disturbing in the sense of what the U.S. Soccer Federation's position on the matter was. They started to publicly state, and we had access to the idea that they internally had viewed the men's game as superior in terms of physically and strength and skill was superior in the men's game, as well as their second argument, which again we'll dive into in a minute, was along the lines of that men play against or in harsher environments and therefore deserve more money. So there's a lot of institutional biases and sexism and things that are now out there for all of us to form our own individual opinions on. And that's why we're here today, is to really dive in on what's happening. President Cordero stepped down as a result of those comments. A new president is in place, Cindy Parlow-Cone. One fun fact before we enter the debate section is that Cindy Parlow-Cone was part of a 3-person panel as well, who was in parallel, like a parallel panel operating with the player group to attempt to find a solution outside of mediation. So now that she's in the president's seat, what does that look like for the players and the association now that she's fully representing both perspectives?
Audra, anything to add to that?
I'm ready to dive in now.
That's a pretty good summary of where we're at. So yeah, I mean it's at a standstill right now, and I guess I know we spoke even a little bit before we went live here about the part of the dispute being about the fact that the men's and the national teams in the States have different collective bargaining agreements. So maybe Audra, let's talk about that a little bit, maybe summarize the differences between the two and how do those affect this dispute?
Yeah, so they, I think the women's actually ends in 2021, their new agreement. And I believe the men are still operating off an old agreement. Yeah. And so within, as you kind of pull that apart, we're looking that the women are on a base salary, right? So the top 18 allocated players, I believe it is, make about 100,000 paid from the U.S. Federation. They receive bonuses. There is healthcare and all the benefits that they receive. They're receiving because they weren't getting that in the professional league, right? So the men, they get pay as they play. They get bonuses of about 5,000, regardless if they win or lose, but they don't get the base salary, right? So there's appearances. Then you look at it from like a World Cup perspective, their appearance amounts. So the women would get about 37,000 for appearance, whereas the men actually get double, right? Yeah. So it's kind of breaking everything apart where there's that with the MLS and men's soccer, it's not all lumped into professional, whereas the women's, there is investment that U.S. soccer is doing into the NWSL, and there is a base salary, right? So those numbers, I think, yeah, we really have to pull them apart because they're not the same. And the fact that the women are looking to have basic benefits, healthcare, maternity leave, these are essential human rights that people should have in their workplace, yeah, which they're not getting playing for NWSL, right?
Thank you for watching this short preview video from the National Soccer Coaches Association of Canada. To see the full video, plus have access to hundreds of other coaching videos, blogs, webinars, and podcasts, plus free and discounted coach education courses and other soccer merchandise, plus to have exclusive access to register for all future NSCAC conventions, both live and online, click on the link below to become a member of the NSCAC today. Also, please remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as your continued support allows us to continue to provide coach education and coach development resources to soccer coaches across Canada and worldwide. Thank you again for your continued support, and we look forward to seeing you at future NSCAC events.